there. Take me through there.
Do you want to, in fact, be taken through there?
Do I want to, in fact, be taken through there? Let me tell you something.
I don't know what it means. I need to find out what it means first, because I thought it was something nasty. Because I saw somebody post like, man, I can't wait to be taken through there tonight, or something like that. And that's when I was just like,
Hey, chat, the popular song that's trending right now, Take Me Through There, with Quavo, Metro Boomin. Can you analyze those lyrics and tell me what Take It Through There means?
We're having an issue with sound.
Absolutely. So Take It Through There is a pretty catchy phrase in the context of the
Can y'all
song
hear?
with Quavo. No problem.
Can y'all hear?
I'll keep it brief. Essentially, Take It Through There in the song is like a cool way of saying, let's push things to the limit.
That ain't that.
Or let's go all the way with it. It's a kind of vibe about not holding back and taking whatever you're doing to the next level.
Hey, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I don't
energy.
I don't think that's what it means. There's a lot of sex-related and murderous content in the lyrics. Do you think it has anything to do with that? I really just want to know, when I'm being taken up through there, what's happening?
Or how often do you need to request?
How often do I need to request being taken through there?
I get what you're saying. Yeah, and a lot of these lyrics, when they're talking about...
Okay, so
Hold on, you're interrupting chat.
She doesn't know what she's talking about. The Urban Dictionary, and this is in the Urban Dictionary, it says having sexual orientation or giving extreme pleasure.
Take me through there. Okay, tell me.
Or number 2 is a clear indication of a severe A-whooping is in the near future. Girl, stop talking to me like I'm one of the lame A-ins you've been FQ in with. I'll really take you up through there. Lame A-N. Son, if you go to school and act an A and get a phone call, and I get a phone call at my job, I'm going to take your A up through there when I see you.
Take me through there. Take me through there.
I mean, sometimes you want to be taken through there.
Sometimes, so I like the first example of an intense, pleasurable experience. And I'm just going to go with that, because that could mean pleasure in my life.
No, it says sexual orientation.
No, at first it said sexual.
In the same sentence.
And then it said or. And ain't nothing wrong with being sexually taken through there. If you're going to take me through there.
Oh, my gosh.
Welcome to another episode of the Social Proof Podcast, where we have just learned what being taken through there means today. Yeah.
Take them through there.
Take them through there.
Your name is?
My name is Donni Wiggins. I am your favorite business coach and entrepreneur, and I'm sitting here with...
My name is David Shands, entrepreneur as well.
You would think that after all the years that we've been doing this, we've got a nailed in introduction.
I think we are dynamic.
I think what the catch is for us is that we just sit down, turn on the mics, and we're just completely ourselves.
Yeah, we actually tried to figure out what we're going to talk about today, but it didn't work out.
We were not taken up through there.
I want to know what's going on in your world.
Of course you do.
There we go. I'm saying that's how we normally start.
Yeah.
How was your week? And then something happens and we figure out, because we have a very interesting life. Your life isn't interesting?
My life is pretty consistent right now. It's interesting to me. I don't know that it's interesting to anybody else, because I'm not going to share the most interesting parts of my life.
True. Oh, well, yesterday you were saying that you was taken through there.
Oh, yeah, I was taken through
business.
there. Just when you are a business coach and you are working with other businesses and you're relying on like third party contractors and teams and all the things to kind of help this idea. So sometimes as a coach, you can come up with all these big picture ideas, and sometimes people already have their teams built in, and you're relying on these people to be able to execute these ideas. And yesterday it was just like fire after fire after fire being put out, which is exciting. It's actually thrilling for me. Yeah. It's a high level stress day. Like I worked maybe yesterday from about 6:45 in the morning until maybe almost 10 o'clock last night. And though that's not the lifestyle that I want every single day, an occasional day like that reminds me how good I am at what I do.
I love it. I don't know are you on Threads?
Yeah. I never post on there though. I used to. I forgot.
Yo, I'm noticing, and I don't think I've been saying anything wrong, but every single post gets like some negative.
Yo, they taking you up through there in those comments on Threads. I did see that.
But what I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing wrong? I think it's just, is it the algorithm?
You're appealing to different audiences who don't know you, but you're also sharing more personal stuff on Threads. Like, I only saw the post about you saying something about your wife makes your lunch every single day. And they were like, great job, slave master.
God, you know what's crazy though? So yes, the post said, so this is how it started. My wife has been making my lunch. So I was going to heat up my lunch. It's about 12:30. I'm going to warm up my lunch in the microwave. And then I had just a moment of gratitude. And I was like, dang, man, my wife literally gets up and makes my lunch every day. Here's the cool part. I never even asked her. So she knows I'm on this fitness journey and I have to eat a certain amount of protein, certain amount of grams every day. And it's hard to find that many grams just out without, just trying to run back to the store, back and forth or whatever. So she's been making it. So I sat down and I thought to myself, I was like, dang, man, my wife is dope because she thinks enough of me to make my food. Well, my post came off with my personality. Man, my wife makes my lunch every morning. I feel sorry for all the men who married the wrong woman for all the wrong reasons. Now, I guess I can see someone creating a correlation to me saying if you don't cook, you're the wrong woman. But if you do cook, then you're the right woman. And that's not what I said. I was just saying.
The post says, my wife cooks my lunch every morning before I go to work. My heart goes out to all the men who picked the wrong wife for all the wrong reasons. Mm-hmm. And comments are saying things like, every time y'all talk about y'all's wives, y'all never list independent qualities of her. It's always what they do for you.
Well, hold on. What would be an example? Like, let's just play you're that person's attorney, okay? What does that mean exactly?
Well, what she's saying is you're listing your appreciation based on her ability to serve you versus just saying like, wow, the way Dre gets up every single morning and dominates her day really needs to be studied. The way Dre prioritizes, like taking care of herself, like look at how she's always keeping herself together. Like, I love that about my wife.
If I would post that, someone would say, see, that's that woman. Always thinking about you.
Or Dre is such an outstanding communicator. I really love that she keeps our relationship balanced by her effective communication.
And now she's holding down a relationship with her communication.
I mean, they're going to say whatever
but
they say.
How much can I put in the post? I mean, like, how many things can I put in one post?
Congrats, caveman. Your wife makes sandwiches.
Yeah, and I was so confused. Yo, really, no lie. I was so confused. I'm like, why? I can't list everything. If I said, man, I woke up this morning and I looked at my wife, rolled over, and she was just beautiful, just laying there, just looking peaceful. People would say, oh, you only married her for her looks. Congratulations, you misogynist. Like, how do you?
You can't fit everything into a post. I tend to get love on Threads. I haven't posted there a lot, but the comments are engaging and they're like, yeah, and all the things. But on Threads, I was testing it out with different kinds of content, and I'm honestly bored with it. I get hate on TikTok.
Bro.
I'm like, are you guys unfamiliar with me over here? I serve entrepreneurs.
Yo, it seems like pretty much every single thing I say, there's always somebody who just makes it their business. And I made another post that said, just so that we're clear, when I post my thoughts or my opinions on my page, it doesn't mean I'm personally attacking you. I don't even know you. So I think people take offense to me saying something about my thoughts, and for some reason they think I'm saying something about them. Another good example.
It's an attack. When
But why?
They feel attacked. A lot of
And
times,
I can understand that.
yeah, we say things, and the first thing that somebody's thinking is, well, I don't make my husband sandwiches, and I surely don't want to highlight the fact that he's out there eating McDonald's every day. Like, people take it as an attack. Somebody made a really good point in the comments, though, that said you could have easily just left it as gratitude. Like, my wife makes my lunch every single day. I really just thought about how grateful I am for that.
But why can't I share my own thoughts without
But
someone
why do
telling
you
me?
have to say, I feel sorry for all the other men?
That's
who don't
how
have
I
that?
communicate. Why can't I just be on my page and say what I want to say in my own thoughts without someone trying to correct me?
Well, because it's social media.
Yeah. And I'm cool with because I understand the nature of the beast, but I'm trying to understand in the mind of someone that would get offended to someone saying something not even to them. Because I don't understand that.
Well, I think it's like a similar argument to people who say the conversation about I don't date black women because they're aggressive and this, that, and the other and controlling, or I don't date black men because they're nobody wants to hear that. Everybody's and people perceive it the same way. Like anything, a black woman, many black women, not all, will hear that, and we see it every day on the Shade Room. They're tearing Mario apart like to shreds right now after revealing his, I think, Caucasian future child's mother.
I can understand if someone said, I don't date black women because black women are aggressive, and I can understand a black woman taking offense because now you are talking about me because I'm a black woman.
Well, the chances are the people who took offense to I feel sorry that your wife doesn't make you sandwiches for lunch every day.
I didn't say that.
You said I feel sorry.
I said I feel sorry for the men who marry the wrong woman for all the wrong reasons. There are a bunch of wrong reasons from my perspective for marriage, but I didn't even list any. So
you didn't list reasons, but it was directly followed by the fact that she makes you lunch. So there were a few comments in there that said, well, my husband makes me dinner every night and I appreciate it. That's somebody who can relate to that perspective. There were some women who said, I make my husband lunch and it's the pride of my day. It's the joy of my day. I remember I was in a relationship years ago and I used to meal prep for him, like busy running my own business. I took so much pride and joy in meal prepping these meals for the week and like really good stuff. But I could say that to somebody else and they're like, why would you do that? You're busy too. Right? Like people who don't share
either one of those could stand on their own. I could say my heart goes out to all the men who married the wrong women for all the wrong reasons. And no one would have a problem with that, or they would.
No. I think that if you simply said, without any other context, I feel sorry for men who married the wrong women for all the wrong reasons. Or even better, I feel sorry for people who married the wrong spouse for all the wrong reasons. I don't think you would get as much pushback on that.
Okay, what if I added a word in there?
What's the word?
My wife makes my lunch every day out of consideration. My heart goes out to all the men who married the wrong woman for all the wrong reasons. Because I'm highlighting the consideration.
So now, if this is a woman or a man who doesn't have that experience, so are you saying now that I'm inconsiderate because I'm not slaving over a kitchen counter making sandwiches?
That's what I'm saying. Like they take their idea of what's happening and start adding words that changes the context.
That's what people do. That's like that ear game where you whisper the secret or the statement in somebody's ear and it goes through 12 people, and by the time it's to the 12th person, everybody else has added their own personal perspective. But also I think sometimes, and not saying that this is what you did, but many times we can communicate what we're happy about without adding like a jab. And for many people that feels like a jab.
But I'm not talking
there
to
you are living in your perfect little world with your ham and turkey and Swiss cheese. Forget us over here that's eating pork and beans for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
So they feel attacked.
They feel attacked.
Even though I'm not attacking that person.
No, you're not attacking anyone directly. You're expressing your feelings to the internet, and the internet is doing what the internet does.
Yes.
And they are responding based on their experience or lack of experience with whatever your opinion is.
Okay, another side of that. So I made some post about, and it's so incredible. So I said, it's not the big irresponsible purchases that cripple us financially. It's the $3 to $16 jabs every single day that keep us broke, right? And this one young lady said, I disagree. That $200 to $500 on things like coffee, food, etc., isn't going to change your life. You got to make more money, passive income, etc. Penny pinching won't make you wealthy, which I 100% am cool with that response because I disagree with you. But it's not like she attacked me, the person. So I made a post and I just screenshot. I was like, yo, she could be right. She could be right. But who cares? Right? I mean, it's just not who cares, but it's like she could be right too. So I'm cool with that. But when you start like personally attacking me when I didn't say nothing to you, it's weird. And maybe I'm making this conversation to people who make it their business to attack people that aren't talking to them.
Or that post is not comparable because it didn't have the same components. It's not structured the same. If you had said those $2 and $5 subscriptions are going to keep us away from wealth, I feel sorry for you people that are out there spending your hard-earned money on Starbucks and Popeyes every single day, then you would have attacked some people.
Right. But I didn't say you were the wrong person. I didn't say, like, I feel sorry for the women who can't cook their man. I didn't say that.
You could also have simply said, I feel bad for the people who are spending their hard-earned money in all the wrong places every single day. And somebody would have felt attacked.
You know what? What I've learned through this process is you cannot chase people's grace. Kinda, or you can't chase
not their validation, not their approval,
100%. So there are a lot of people that would maybe, because we have this, I might change my language to appease them when I don't talk like that. I talk in ways that are engaging. We have conversations. Like I said a post like I learned this new word called trauma bonds or something like that, and I just made this little post about it, and somebody DM me like, "You just learned that word?"
Yeah. Yes, he did.
I mean, it wasn't in a mean way, but I'm saying if someone took it in a more direct way, I'm like, well, it was an engaging way of framing it. So I frame stuff in a way that I think is going to be more than just saying what's said. You know what I mean? That's what makes me a content creator.
I love that you care so much. And I don't. I say whatever I want to say.
Right.
I do.
I don't think I care that much.
Nah.
I don't care enough to alter how I talk or post.
So I've never been afraid to just speak my mind. And I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Right. Sometimes it might get me in trouble. I talk a lot about whatever I understand about what's happening in the political world. Mm-hmm. I talk a lot about crime. I talk a lot about happiness and success and AI and all the things. Whatever I see that I have an opinion on or a feeling about, if I feel like posting about it, I will. The other couple weeks ago, Charlie Kirk passed away. Mm-hmm. And
here we go.
And I don't give a fuck.
I love it. I love it. Mean? And take me through there.
Take me through there. Take me through there. No, but a few weeks ago, Charlie Kirk passed away. Mm-hmm. And I do think that he died in a very tragic way, mm-hmm. right? I don't necessarily think that violence is ever the answer. However, after hearing some of the things that he said mm-hmm. that I had not heard a lot of at this length prior to his passing.
The racist stuff.
But more specifically, yes, the racist stuff, but also more specifically, there was an interview where he was asked a question about gun violence, and he said, well, I believe that some death by gun violence is going to be necessary in order to protect our rights, right? Those were his words. And then he died by gun violence. Like, he had very strong opinions about school shootings and people who died due to gun violence. He said that he had no empathy in those situations. Wow. These were basically things that were necessary to protect our rights. Like, this has to happen. And so I posted on my stories that clip where he said that. You know, I said, I want to be clear. I don't agree with his assassination or his murder, whatever it is. But I do find it interesting that he died by the same philosophy that he championed, right? Then people start sending me things about him, and I find another interview where he was talking about black people. And he said, I mean, I got to tell you, like, if I walk onto an airplane and my pilot is black, I'm immediately questioning whether or not you're qualified. If I go into a doctor's office and I have to be placed under anesthesia and it's a black woman in there, I'm immediately questioning the qualifications. He said that. And so I shared that too.
In what context was he saying it?
Exactly what I just said.
He wasn't using it as an example of something or like trying to frame
exactly
a conversation.
What I just said. And so I shared that post, and this black man came in and said, I don't ever see you talk about black on black crime. He was like, this is an unfair way to highlight him. I don't ever see you talk about black on black crime. I don't ever see you championing like black people making good decisions. And I'm like, me? You don't see me talking like, I'm so pro-black and so pro-life and so pro-good decisions. I talk about it all. If these YNs out here doing YN stuff, I'm going to talk about and address that too. And so then he sends me a screenshot of my page, right? Now, this is where we start to take things so out of context, because whenever I typically am expressing myself like on politics or sadness, negativity, that typically doesn't make my news feed or my main timeline, because I just don't want sadness and negative energy right there forever, right? But I am going to talk about it on the podcast. I am going to talk about it in my stories. So he sends me a video screen recording of my page, just like a typical black woman. Always want to talk about what's wrong when white people do it, but I don't see any mention on your page of black on black crime. And this is a black man saying this. I'm like, did you just watch the clip that I posted? Sir, if you were his pilot, he's thinking about exiting the plane because he's questioning your qualifications. If you were his doctor and he's in a position where you have to save his life, he's thinking twice about using you. Are you looking? And then you're going to my page where you won't see me talking about white on white crime, white on black crime, Asian on on Indian crime. You don't see me talking about any crime there. So people will perceive things the way that they need to perceive them, and then they will create ways to justify things that simply just don't even make sense. But when it comes to my opinion, it doesn't have to make sense to anybody except me.
Yeah, I agree. And the reason I asked you the question about the context is because that's exactly how people start judging and forming opinions, just out of context. You say something, right, where, and I don't know, I haven't like followed the story, because like when I see something I don't agree with, I don't get offended. I just like scroll past it, or, you know what I mean? It's not that big for me. But people will take something that you said and they take the clip of the thing that you said, and then they create a whole narrative around the thing that you said without any like before, after, whatever. Like I just went through this, which was just the weirdest thing that I just gave no energy to. And eventually when all that kind of stuff happens, just give it no energy, it'll go away, because it was so ridiculous that I was like, all right, well, I don't have the energy to do it. But what I'm practicing now is not giving the thing the energy. You know what I mean? Like, people are really upset at what's happening in whatever's happening in their world. And my heart goes out to the people that are going through whatever you're going through. But we can't start forming opinions about something that somebody else says. I made another post, which I made a video about, and we'll put it out soon. But when someone starts telling me something about someone, I immediately get interested in the other side.
That's good.
Immediately. Like, if you are really, really close to me and I believe what you say, if you sat here and went 15 minutes talking about any other human being, my mind automatically goes to, I wonder what their perspective is. I just wonder. You know what I mean? Because I can't take one lens or one side and say, oh, this is the fact. But this is exactly what happens in social media, right? You've been through that, right? Where someone takes a screenshot.
You got to start it over.
Well, let's see.
And you're a black lesbian. Kirk has no problem putting his true beliefs about anyone who isn't a white, rabid conservative like him on full display.
We're going to remove my appendix and you're a black lesbian. See a black pilot, you wonder, you say, I hope they are qualified. If I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman. I wonder, is she there because of her excellence, or is she there because of affirmative action? Thomas Sowell and Justice Clarence Thomas are far better black role models to celebrate than Martin Luther King. Period. End of story. This guy is not worthy of a national holiday. He is not worthy of godlike status. In fact, I think it's really harmful. You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously. You had to go steal a white person's slot to go be taken somewhat seriously. Play cut 52. I'm going to trust the Lord. I know what we're saying is true. I was disappointed because I said, listen, guys, you could hate what I'm doing. You could criticize it. I live like a capitalist every single day, Shank. I live as a capitalist, okay? I live what I believe. No. What do I do? I get...
Kirk has no problem putting his true beliefs about anyone who is.
So how do you hear that as a black man and defend that?
You asking me?
Defending the fact that
you're talking about the person that
anybody defending the fact that he shouldn't have been assassinated, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But black people were defending his character.
Yeah.
And for me, maybe it's just my own ill perception. I don't understand it. And if you're somebody who enjoys Charlie Kirk's character and you have like a perspective that I should consider, I'm really interested, because whenever we start to defend characters of individuals who speak so vilely about us, I'm like, what must have happened in your life? Or what's your experience? Or what do you understand about forgiveness that maybe I don't understand about forgiveness that makes you still validate this person's character?
Nah, I feel that. I think there was some rapper, I forgot who the rapper was, but it might have been, who's the rapper? He's having kind of like a battle with drugs. He wear the gold teeth with the hair.
Oh, Kodak Black?
Kodak, yeah. Mm-hmm. So is he the one that Donald Trump pardoned and got out of prison or something?
Mm-hmm.
So when he gets out, he's pro-Trump or whatever the rappers are that are like pro-Trump or whatever. And
Snoop Dogg, Nelly, Kodak Black. Let's keep it going.
But some of the people that maybe he got them out of prison, right? He got them out of jail. So they might say something like, hey, man, I love me some Trump, da-da-da. And then they'll play the clips of like all the racist stuff Trump says. And that person still loves Trump because Trump got that person out of prison. So that person's perspective says, I don't know what y'all talking about. I rock with this person. And guess what? You got to let them rock with that person because that's their perspective.
Case, I understand it a little bit. If Trump personally pardoned you and got you out of prison, I don't even know the rules behind that. Can you speak negatively about this man? Like, are you allowed to? You know what I mean? Is it part of the agreement that you have to say something good every 6 months? I don't know.
But you wouldn't want to say something bad because they may be a horrible person, but that horrible person did something for me. Mm-hmm. And all I care about is my world. I don't care what other people saying. I don't care what he said about y'all black people. That's my friend.
But for my black behind, I'm free.
Exactly.
I'm free. And I get that because they had a personal experience. That's no different than maybe in our friend group, there's a falling out with two people, but your personal experience with each of them individually won't let you choose a side.
Yeah.
I understand that. Yeah. But that's not the dynamic that we're talking about. Yeah.
But I say that to say that person may have had something or, some sort of experience, or there's some things that really resonated with that person and it changed their life forever. Like, for instance, if like Dr. Benjamin Hardy, incredible. He changed my life. I know the moment. Very few interviews changed my life, but that one changed my life and just expanded my mind. Now, let's say he comes out and starts talking crazy. Now, I don't like the thing that he did. However, I can't take away the fact that, like, there's a special moment in my life where that person was pivotal, and I can't like throw that away. You know what I mean? So I think I'm saying all this to say, I let people have their own opinion and perspective. If you say I voted for this person or that person, or I love Charlie or I don't, whatever, I don't care.
Can we name this episode, Should Entrepreneurs Just STFU?
Yeah, yes.
Yes.
There's so many more important things in the world, in my personal world. There's so many important things. Oh my gosh. There's so many important things that I have to think about on a regular basis. So when someone posts something that's their opinion and their perspective, because I have so much going on to care about in my world, I wouldn't even make a post. Like if I saw that video of him talking about the black people, guess what? I just wouldn't post it. I talk to you about it. We talk about it. But I don't need to like put my energy on that. There's a bunch of people that I don't like.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe you're one of those people that I don't like, but I don't give that energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I talk about there are things that are happening in real time that I don't talk about. Then there are days where I got time.
Exactly.
And I'm going to share it. And I have time.
You want to get it off your chest.
Well, I just want to be a part of the conversation. Yeah. It's not even about let me get it off my chest, but I'm seeing angles that make me interested in having this conversation, and I don't shy away from it. And we hear all the time that entrepreneurs shouldn't discuss religion. I love God. I am a child of God. Yeah. I believe that Jesus Christ died on the cross for my sins. And I'm going to tell everybody, I'm not going to even build a business that would invite people in to, to argue with me against that belief. You're welcome to be here, but I'm very clear about my position. I don't really strongly follow politics. Growing up, I voted, as an early adult, I voted for whoever my mama voted for. That was my understanding. I'm rooting for everybody black, all the things, right? As I got older, I started to actually listen to and pay attention to agendas. So now that part of the conversation is interesting to me, but I'm not posting every political campaign and agenda or statement, I just like the freedom of being able to do what I want. But I want to know from you guys, should entrepreneurs literally just be quiet? Should we only sit down and talk business? Like, who was that who told LeBron James, just sit down and dribble a ball? Like, just shut up and dribble the ball. When he was talking about something.
I remember that. I don't know who it was, but I do remember that. Do
we need to just shut up and give you how-to business principles, or do you enjoy knowing what we think? Like, does it make us more relatable? Is it dangerous? And maybe I just don't care about cancel culture, right? Because I'll go get a job. I don't give a damn. Like, if I have to, if I got to censor myself to stay in your grace, I'll just I'll go work for them people. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, 100%. You'll never have me unable to provide for myself. So I just don't care that much, right? I try to be considerate about the language that I use and how hard I go, because there are some things that I can be extremely passionate about. But if I have a political opinion, I have a political opinion. The world knows I can't stand Donald Trump. Yeah.
And I think if you want to share, you should. There were even like during the election, there are people like saying, "Dave, why don't you say something?" I don't want to. And that's your right. You can't make me care about the things that you care about. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, there's some, if I'm going out to help entrepreneurs and helping kids and teaching entrepreneurship, and you're gung-ho on politics and you're speaking your mind for your people, you say, "Hey, Dave, why don't you speak your mind? Why don't you go to a school and talk to some kids and pour into the next generation? Why don't you just do that part?" Or you could do your part in the world, in your corner of the world. I'll stay in my corner, and we could just make it a better world. I think we all should do what we feel we want to do without having to consider how someone else feels.
I just read one of the comments, and someone said, as an entrepreneur, I don't feel like I have freedom of speech.
Which is unfortunate.
Highly unfortunate. Highly unfortunate. And I would question why you built your business. Yeah. Like, literally, outside of survival, one of the big driving forces for why I built my business was because I saw in the experiences that I was having in corporate that I did not like playing the political game. I did not like my career being predicated on how many people's behinds I kissed and, all the things. And I said, I didn't like following rules and not being able to express myself and having to watch what I say because I might offend somebody who's going to tell my boss and they have a better relationship. So now I'm blacklisted, right? And so one of the driving forces for me was to build a business that allowed me to live my life by my own design. Sometimes I feel like talking about politics. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I curse. Sometimes I don't. I was on my mentorship call last night. Those CEOs were presenting their businesses, and one of them was quite stressful, and I poured me a glass of champagne. I want the freedom to be able to do what I want to do within decent boundaries, right? Within decent boundaries. But I want the freedom to be Donni Wiggins, and you still respect it. I remember, I've talked about this on the podcast before. I remember having a really, really close friend who would order a cocktail and ask the server to put it in like a tall soda cup because they were so afraid. You remember that?
I'm saying I've done that as a server. You just try to hide it.
Yeah, they're hiding it because they're so afraid that their clients and customers would be so offended by them enjoying a cocktail. Now, I'm going to enjoy a cocktail, but do I want to display myself being sloppy drunk? First of all, I don't get sloppy drunk, but I feel like it's acceptable for me to display the fact that I'm living my life and having a cocktail, but I might want to pull back a little if I'm calling myself somebody's like lifestyle mentor or personal development mentor on being sloppy drunk and can't walk and all the things. There's a difference. And I just really feel sorry for people who feel trapped in their opinions.
Yeah, but I think we do have freedom of speech. Like, I think that person is wrong. They have freedom of speech. They just don't like the consequences that come from you being free enough to say what you want to say. You can say what you want to say, and nobody's going to take you to prison. You're just going to get bashed in comments.
Yeah, for sure.
So we have freedom of speech.
You have freedom of speech.
So I don't have, according to that, I don't have freedom of speech in my own home. There's something I want to say to my beautiful wife, and I don't.
Make me a sandwich, woman.
I would never even think of a thing.
Would you say, if she didn't make your sandwich, would you say, Dre, babe, what's up with my sandwich?
No, I just go make the sandwich.
You would just go make the sandwich.
Yeah.
You wouldn't say anything.
If I said, Dre, can you make me a sandwich? Said, no. Even if she didn't give me any, like, typically she'd be like, I'm working on something or da-da-da. If that's the case, I would just go make my sandwich.
I think I don't understand the people who have an issue with that. I think it's a beautiful thing that she has the time and the desire to make your sandwich.
For sure.
You take very good care of your family.
But to my point, it's like I can't just say everything that's on my mind.
Give me an example. What couldn't you say?
What couldn't I say? Well, there's a few things that I've said in my life that I probably shouldn't have said. I shouldn't have been so free to say them because it doesn't help the situation. And I can't really think of a specific example that I want to share because I handled the one that I'm thinking of. I handled that situation wrong and I said it. And there's a couple times I wanted to say something and I didn't. And then we got over it. I stopped wanting to say it. And we just lived happily ever after.
Yeah.
But we all have freedom of speech. We can make whatever post we want, but we feel restricted because we know it's coming with attack. I know when I post something in my communication style, because I don't want to post boring. I love my wife so much. She has all the great qualities. I'm not saying that because that's not how I talk in real life. Like, people think the hot seat is like I'm putting on a show or something. That's how we in the morning meet up every morning, and that's how we communicate. Now, sometimes because we have a show, we're going to put a little more entertainment in it. I might go a direction because it's fun, right? But I want everyone to be free in some way to say and do what you feel you want to do at the time.
I agree.
So if you want to post about politics, post. If that makes you happy, I don't want you to feel that you can't because of somebody else's backlash.
And you guys can refrain from announcing your departure from our socials. I'm over you people.
I'm unfollowing you.
I'm unfollowing you.
Bruh, I didn't know you were following me.
I'm sorry that I didn't even know you were here.
This is my first time ever seeing your account.
This is your first time choosing to comment, so you were not a valuable contributor to my socials anyway.
I didn't
The
know.
only time you choose to engage with me is to let me know that you are unfollowing me. Ma'am, toodaloo.
Have a great day.
Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo.
But for those, let's talk to those who do feel that anxiety and they feel like they can't be themselves and they feel restricted. What type of advice do we have for those people? I mean, we could say, hey, just be free, but those attacks are real. That stuff hurts when people post comments. Even if you don't know them, they got 7 followers. They don't even have a profile picture. But when somebody says something, you can't just not feel what you feel.
Yeah. I mean, I think that it's person specific, and I think that there's this gray area. But if you are a person who absorbs these thoughts and it's going to throw you off, it's going to depress you, it's going to have you feeling valueless and worthless, then maybe you should keep your, like, there's a larger problem there, and you probably shouldn't be very active on social media at all, right? But for anybody else that can receive these comments in a healthy way and process them, I say do you. But I also say, you know, unless you, like, there are some corporations that have very strict conduct policies, right? And so I see sometimes where people will say something and then they get fired, like on their off day or in their off time, and people say things like, well, they shouldn't have been. So, for example, there was a young lady who worked for, I don't remember exactly what company, but she did security, let's say for Dick's Sporting Goods or something like that. And she's in this office and she's singing like the most vulgar song, and she kind of twerking, and she got a fatty and all the things, but she's dressed head to toe in her company apparel. She's on lunch break. She got fired. And people are saying she can sing whatever she wants to sing and dance on her lunch break, but not if in those people's employee handbooks it says, when you are in our corporate apparel
100%.
on our property, you actually can't.
Yeah.
We don't care if you're on the clock or off the clock. Right. You cannot. It's like people who, if you work for Disney World and you're off and you take your family to Disney World and you get into a fight on your off day at Disney World, you will not have a job on your scheduled work day that next day.
For sure.
That just is what it is. Delta employees can't walk through the airport being nuck or buck.
Yeah.
That just is what it is. So you have to be very careful based on your lifestyle. I'm not advocating for anybody to speak so freely that you get fired from the job that you voluntarily applied for. When you apply for that job, you accepted all of their rules, you know?
No, 100%.
But outside of that, if you have a little bit more freedom and flexibility, don't let anybody put your voice in a cage.
For sure. This is a good point. Yo, first off, y'all gotta follow me on Threads, because I like Threads because I can just say what's going on in my mind randomly. And this was another post that I made that it was a 5-parter, and I don't know how to get to the 5-part. Okay, yeah. So my 10th grade teacher gave me some of the worst advice a teacher could give a child. She said, always speak your mind. It sounds good, but speaking on everything you think about or feel in your heart is a recipe for disaster. Our thoughts are often untamed and filled with emotion. Anything untamed and filled with emotion tends to create chaos. That's why prisons were created, for the untamed and emotional. Speaking my mind has lost me more money, people, and opportunities. I've said things that made me feel good in the moment, but lost the opportunity beyond that after having time to reflect. Here's the formula I wish to teach my kids in closing. Be free in thought, but calculated with your words. Words are too valuable to just throw around freely. I like that. Because you can 100% sing whatever song you want to sing wherever you are, because we live in America and you can do that. You just might not like the consequences. You can post whatever you want to post on social media because we live in America. You just might not like the consequences. So we got to measure. Do we say what we feel, and can we handle the consequences? Do we say what we want to say because it makes me feel good that I was able to get it off my chest? And if that is a good feeling, go for it. Do that. Yeah. I think we also have to
accept that sometimes you could even be offering really helpful advice. No matter what you say, people will have an opinion, down to the sky is blue. Somebody's going to say, no, actually, it looks a little lavender over there, right? Like, come on, like, but right here, the sky is blue. You know what I mean? Yeah. On Threads, one of my last posts says, if you're physically capable, get in shape. I say this with tough love. Aging will be so much more challenging for you if you don't prioritize your physical fitness now. And somebody says, this is laughable. Not everyone can just get in shape. My post said, if you're physically capable.
But that person is physically capable. Physically.
I'm sure
capable.
This person.
But that person, Donnie, has been through trauma. And there's mental issues attached to there. So you're wrong.
What's funny is,
why would you attack that woman
in
like
her
that?
bio, she says she's a running mom.
But it's you're wrong, okay? You need
I'm
to take
wrong.
that post down.
I need to take the post down. I am wrong because I am attacking people who are incapable of being fit. Even though my post says, if you're physically capable, get in shape.
But here's the good news. We live in America, and she has the right to post that.
She does.
And we get to decide what we do with that information.
Absolutely nothing.
Do we go back and forth?
I didn't delete it. I didn't respond to it. I didn't acknowledge it. I giggle when I say stuff like, when I see stuff like that, because it's like, again, what part of your brain is malfunctioning for you to only see a very specific part? Like I said, if you're physically capable, but she said, in her mind, she sees, hey, incapable person who's dealing with ailments and all kinds of things that prevents you from being physically fit. I'm speaking to you.
Or she's a mother that she's physically capable, but you don't understand the life she's going through. That's exactly how I feel about the post about my wife in the lunch.
Yeah.
Exactly how I feel. How did you get that from that?
How did you get that from that? And I think that's where we conclude.
And that's where we conclude. How'd you
get that from that? Yeah, literally. How did you get that from that?
Armani, you ever be having a back and forth with your wife and you say, and she got something where it's like, how you get that from that? Like, how did you? What made you think that? But the good news is that's why we start to communicate, because when something's said, everyone has their own perspective. And your wife isn't wrong for having her perspective. How you communicated could have been clearer. So that's what I learned in marriage. When I say something, I used to think, Trey, how did you get that from that? But now I understand her lens of her experiences and her life and the things she went through and the things she said. And what I said sounds just like something someone else said that had a very different experience. So I understand now that you just have a different perspective, and we got to keep communicating back and forth to I have to try a little harder to help you understand exactly what I'm saying and why I'm saying it. Now, if either one of these parties give up on understanding, then we're going to have a problem. Yeah. If we're no longer trying to understand, we have a problem, because now you're just stuck in what you think, I'm stuck in what I think, and that's where we're going to clash. But I think we just have to have more consideration that people have different experiences and they receive things differently. So when I look at the comments, it's funny to me, but I don't know what they've been through. I don't know what experience they've had with the whole man making the woman make her lunch and all that kind of stuff. And now you think that's the only thing that a relationship is built off of. I only get a certain amount of characters. I couldn't list all the things that I love about my wife.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And I appreciate all the people that come with the comments, because it creates engagement. And I love engagement.
But on the flip side, for those of you who think that in this episode, we're telling you, we have an issue with your comments, we have an issue with your opinions, our question to you is, how did you get that from this?
Keep on commenting.
Keep on commenting.
Comments. We
love the comments, good, bad, or indifferent.
Yeah.
And we love you guys for being here on the Social Proof Podcast. We invite you to join us every single week, this episode, and every single week. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Did y'all forget that we have mentorship communities?
Come on.
Did you forget that we have mentorship communities?
Pull up through there.
We have the morning meetup that wants to see you up in there. In my head, that was going to work out so better. TheMorningMeetup.com. And then we have Actionable CEO. I welcome you to come up through there. ActionableCEO.com. You deserve to be in both programs because you deserve David and Donnie as your mentor. So we'll see y'all up in there. Bye.